It's deranged, royal fae. They'll act crazy all day. They'll apologize for the fail, but still scream and wail. It's deranged, royal fae. Yeah!
It's Rhyming Thursday. Be prepared for what I have to say. So, let's grab a cup of tea and enjoy some poetry. On today's itinerary is guilt. If you haven't already checked it out, I'd recommend you go and watch or listen to Hopeless Little Girl, as this sort of acts as a sequel to it. I hope you enjoy.
I was maybe 10 when I realized something was wrong. Perhaps I was in between that and 14. But by high school, I knew I hated the way you made me feel. So I found my cave and hid away. Don't let the fallen angel find you. Pretend you're busy, you've got stuff to do. Yet I was gaslit time and time again to believe you were my victim. That tone in my voice or lack of, told I'm treating the emotional like the emotionless. I'm the villain treading through your fairy tale, and time again I believed I was filling the mold that you had created for me. You were supposed to be the one who knew best, the one I could trust. So when I dug my cave and you screamed at me from outside it, yelling that I was the one who created the gap between us, the cave was dug to protect me from the screams. It only angered you more when you saw the place that I had made for myself to avoid making you angry. Suddenly, it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. No matter what I did or didn't do, the fallen angel was always crying through you. Maybe by the time I was 18, I began to realize that I wasn't the one creating the wrongs. You forced me to walk on eggshells, and I called that life. I heard your voice, and I locked my door and crumbled beside it. Found my voice speak up against you, and found myself an anxiety attack. You are my anxiety attack. Hopeless little girl, I know you're hurting too, but I ain't your savior, your emotional punching bag, your human-shaped stress ball. Nothing you do to me will ever make your pain go away. In fact, it'll only add to your list and make you hate yourself more. I'm tired of feeling angry. I'm tired of feeling scared. I'm tired of feeling hurt all the time. I'm tired of feeling like I'm constantly complaining. I'm tired of feeling like I deserve to be yelled at with every conflict. I'm tired of feeling afraid of all humans in this world we have to share. I'm tired of feeling like I don't know what it's like to wear my own goddamn skin. I'm tired of feeling like I have to second guess everything I want, and if I tell someone, they'll convince me otherwise. I'm tired. I don't want to be your victim forever. I don't want to feel like I'm broken and can never be fixed, to feel like I always have to apologize because I simply exist. That whenever I have emotions, there's something wrong with me, and I'm the monster you always show to be. And now everyone has to walk on eggshells around me. I don't want to bite my tongue, and I don't want to have to explain and excuse the holes you dug but left for us to deal with, and I don't want you to blame yourself forever. But god damn it, do you deserve to hurt and feel the pain you cause? And I don't want this to be another reason you down another bottle of pills. I want to hurt. I want you to feel bad, but fucking hell, I want you to learn. Let the tears cause flower and grow and bloom. Don't just weep what you sow and wilt. Pick up the goddamn shovel and give life instead of take. Yes. From a young age, I felt like I lost a lot of what my life and what it could have been. And yes, I blamed you for a majority of that. But there is no point in continuing the cycle of misery. Hopeless little girl, you pick up those gardening tools and you start again. You try and you try and you try until the cycle finally comes to an end.
So, starting right off, right? Gosh. Guilt. Oh, this poem. This one and Hopeless Little Girl are about the same person. If it wasn't obvious, since I referenced Hopeless Little Girl within this poem, it's about trauma, right? Guilt, interestingly enough, isn't strictly about my sister and the trauma as much as it's about how I feel like you should handle guilt, and especially geared towards the person who might have hurt you and such, and how, especially if they're like redeemable in your eyes or whatever, how you think they should handle the guilt of what they did to you, and just in general how I think guilt should be handled, and just like learn from your guilt. Hurt, yes, don't forget what you've done if you fucked up, but learn. And so, Hopeless Little Girl and Fallen Angel are both things that are referenced in it, because a song that I've never finished writing that was about her as well. It's called Oh How They Fall, and it goes like this. You used to be my goddess, now you're the rotten time princess. You know I fucking love you, but don't wanna fucking hug you. You were an angel in the sky, once had my all, but now you're like the devil. Oh, how they fall. So just referring to her as like a fallen angel goes hand in hand with that. Like I said, I never finished it, so I'm sure I would use like calling her fallen angel several times in that. But she is my hopeless little girl and fallen angel. The fallen angel is more representative of like the fear of her, or like me recognizing her anger and how unfair it is for her to be that way towards me, where she's fell for my graces. Well, hopeless little girl is more of a hopeful, funny enough, even though it's called hopeless little girl is more of a hopeful stance where I want to believe in her. Fallen angel is kind of like, no, I'm done with your shit, I just can't, you know. Part of the reason why I thought a veil would be very appropriate is because it's kind of like a funeral. I lost a lot of my mourning part of my life. Even though it's white, it's still mourning, and that's where the black long dress comes in. Whilst the white dress represents a lot of naivety and innocence, this represents more of this strength and turning everything upside down, as the hearts are now upside down. And writing guilt felt strong. It felt emotional but strong. And it was in response to hearing about something really bad that happened almost close to this time last year. It was in July, early July. And something happened, something very bad happened that shouldn't have happened. A life was lost of an animal, but still, animals are still living creatures. And my sister and my dad contributed to the situation, not on purpose, but basically it was a lot of guilt going around in my family's household. I didn't live with them, I wasn't anywhere near them, and I didn't quite have the full story yet, but even still, I don't feel like my mind's changed on it. If anything, it feels more certain on it upon hearing more details. But where I knew my sister, because my sister's not a bad person, she's got borderline and she struggles with keeping that in control and not taking it out on those that care about her or those she cares about in her life. And I knew that this was going to be a spiral for her, where I did feel like she deserves to feel guilty for what happened, but I didn't want her to stay in that guilt without learning from it. There's no point in dwelling when you can learn and take what you got and keep going. Never forget, but never stay in a place where you're constantly beating yourself up, constantly just mourning, because then almost it's about you to a certain extent. You gotta better yourself and never let that fucking happen again. And that's kind of my stance on guilt, how you should utilize guilt. And yeah, obviously a very personal one, but so was Hopeless Little Girl, and very important for me to write. I hope you enjoyed both of these, as I would say this is the sequel to Hopeless Little Girl, and that you stay tuned for some more. You're all wonderful. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you will have a gay day.
Well, they're glad that you stayed, yet you wasted yet another day. Their videos are a bore, but they've got lots more in store. It's Deranged, Royal Faye. Yeah.